Hello my dear students, welcome to online accountancy class. In this session we are going to consider change in profit sharing ratio. This is a revision chapter and mainly we will explain that is the major steps which are required for this chapter. Now there are the major steps here, like there are 8 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 steps are required to complete or to cover up this chapter, that is change in profit sharing ratio. That's the meaning and concept, like sometimes that partner want to change their profit sharing ratio. Some partner sacrifice, some partner gain, or another way some partner want to surrender some percentage of share of profit, his or her share of profit, and the same want to acquire or gain by the other, but ultimate result, the total sacrifice always will be equal to total gain, or total surrender will be equal to total acquire. So that is the meaning here. Now in these cases, like we should know that how to calculate sacrificing ratio, how to calculate gaining ratio, and these are all important, that is like valuation of goodwill. So this is the revision chapter. Student already knows, like this valuation of goodwill under different method not only required for this chapter, it is required for next subsequent chapter, like admission, like retirement, like death. So these are all same. So there is a link between this chapter and other chapter, next chapter, that is admission, retirement, and death. So therefore it is very important to all that we should know the different method, that how to calculate the value of goodwill a particular partnership business. Not only that, like other thing, like treatment of goodwill, it is like there is a link with the death or retirement also. Treatment of undistributed profit, it is a link with the next subsequent chapter, opening revaluation. So these are all like partners capital, balance sheet. So if you know here in this chapter, then it will be easy for next subsequent chapter. Like these are all generally required in the next subsequent chapter, that is admission, retirement, death. So now today we are mainly going to consider, that is this two, like calculation of sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio, as well as valuation of goodwill under different method. And these are all like treatment as well as undistributed profit and revaluation account. The first time you already explained, so directly we can consider full sum, and so once more we can explain. These are all. So this is the first step, that is calculation of sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio. We are going to consider first of all this one. So here there is a formula, that is how to calculate sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio. We know that is sacrificing ratio, it can be calculated by the two, that is difference between old ratio and new ratio. Old ratio minus new ratio is called sacrificing ratio if it is coming positive. If it is coming negative figure, then it will be as a gaining ratio. So gaining ratio, that time NR minus OR. Suppose we have 100 rupees now at present. Now earlier suppose we have 120. 120 minus 100. So that is called 20 rupees sacrifice. Maybe donated 20 rupees to someone. It may be reverse here, when new greater than old. Suppose new 120 and old was 100. So it is called gain. It is called gain here. So new when greater than old, then it is coming gain, and when old is greater than new, that kind it is sacrifice. So you know that is. So we consider one example here, one problem. There are three partner ABC and their profit sharing ratio 4:3:1. They want to change their profit sharing ratio 5:4:3. Now we have to calculate sacrificing ratio and gaining ratio. So first of all, we can write here old ratio 4:3:1. So here A is to B is to C, that is 4:3:1. The total you have to calculate, that is 4 plus 3 plus 1, that is 8 here. So S here is coming 4 by 8, B 3 by 8, and C 1 by 8. So that is shown here. S here roll ratio 4 by 8, 3 by 8, 1 by 8. Total always 1 here. If you add all this thing, it will be coming here 8 by 8, that is 1. Now new ratio also same. New ratio same way we can calculate 5:4:3. So it is coming 5 plus 4 plus 3, that is 12. So therefore new ratio of A 5 by 12, 4 by 12 of B, and 3 by 12. So we got the over as well as inner. Now we can calculate, that is sacrificing ratio as well as gaining ratio. There is that calculation of A, B, and C. Over 4 by 8 minus inner 5 by 12. If you calculate here, it is coming positive 2 by 24. So it does mean that is A has sacrificed 2 by 24. B, in the same way, over minus inner, it is coming 1 by 24. That is also positive. So B has also sacrificed. So total sacrifice 2 by 24 plus 1 by 24. It is coming 3 by 24. Now in case of C, over 1 by 8 minus inner 3 by 12. It is coming 3 minus 6 by 24, that is minus 3 by 24. So instead of sacrifice, C has gain. So C's gain, that is 3 by 24, equals to like A and B's sacrifice. So always like total sacrifice equals to total gain. I already told that time always it will be equal. Ultimately total always 1 will be there here. So anyway, so that way you can calculate sacrificing ratio as well as gaining ratio. Sacrificing ratio mainly required in case of admission of a chapter, and gaining ratio it is required retirement as well as death of a chapter. So but I have to remember that any one formula, that is over minus inner equals to SR when over greater than. But if it is coming positive, so that is SR. If coming negative, that is automatically gaining. Means in this time here, new ratio is greater than the old ratio. But these two cases, old ratio greater than the new ratio, therefore sacrificing ratio came. And in case of when new greater, then gaining coming here. So this is that first step related to that calculation of SR as well as like GR shortly. SR sacrificing ratio and GR is stand for gaining ratio. So there is a revision chapter, I think so the student already have the idea. Just for recapitulation purposes, so the student can solve that type of problem, and this is one step like to solve a particular full problem. This step always required, either sacrifice or gaining ratio according to chapter wise. I already told in case of admission, like most of the time sacrificing ratio, in case of retirement as of death, most of the time gaining ratio is required. Okay, I am going to conclude this session shortly. Now for division of goodwill under different method, for that we will consider in the next video. So this is the calculation. This is the major calculation. There is a major steps here.